You're listening to Heroes in the Moment. What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
And today we're breaking down the Penguin trailer.
Give, what's his face? Colin Farrell an Emmy.
Colin Farrell.
Right now.
We haven't even seen the series.
Give him the Emmy.
Give him
right
an
now.
Emmy.
It's
from
coming.
Just trailer alone.
I can feel it.
Dude, I'm so hyped for this show.
It
I mean,
looks cool,
ever
man.
since we left the theaters of the Batman, I think it's left a want and a desire for more.
A need.
It's
like a basic human, survival.
Absolutely.
Thing at this point.
And that's what the Batman left. And now we're getting the Penguin, its next installment in its universe, and it just looks so good.
They're saying that this takes place, I think, a week after the first movie.
Very, very quick.
Something like that, right after. And then it'll go right into the next.
Right into the Batman Part 2, which is just so exhilarating and exciting. So I'm wondering, will it tease future things? Will it tease the next villain? Will it do this? Will it do that? There's so many questions I have, but I'm so excited that we're getting this series because this is the first. I think this is the first villain character that gets his own show. Which is really intriguing to me. I think that's really cool. He's beaten Agatha by a month, so good for
Agatha or
him.
Penguin.
That's a difficult question.
I know, man. We'll have to
Depends
get back
on the
on that one. Depends on the day. Yeah, if it's Halloween, every other day.
Penguin. All right, anyway. Let's get into this trailer and break it down for us. So again, right off the bat, you've seen Sopranos. Give us your thoughts. How much is this like The Sopranos?
I mean, there's definitely bits and pieces, right? Obviously, the most common thing is, your main character is a bad person, right? But despite that, we're going to be rooting for him, right? We're going to want to see him take over. The difference is, start of The Sopranos, Tony's already in the gang, working his way up. Here, Penguin's building, this empire from the ground up. So you see Penguin doing all of this dirty work, that he doesn't do later on. Right. Drugs and killing all these people, trying to work his way up. I thought it looked really cool. But there's definitely a lot of similarities there.
A lot of inspiration you can tell from the and both made by the same studio. So that also adds into a lot
I really think, though, the same crowd will watch this.
Absolutely.
DC fans.
This show is going to be very popular.
I can
already tell. It's going to be very, very popular, and it's going to hit in a lot of aspects.
And the makeup, oh my goodness.
You saw him.
How is that Colin Farrell,
at the beginning
man?
of the trailer, and then you see him as Penguin.
He's like,
whoa,
all right, guys.
Whoa! How did the makeup department win an Oscar? No, the Whale won an Oscar. I think that was the year the Whale won.
Oh, so, dude, that was something else,
dude.
Too.
Oh man, it's just crazy. But yeah, absolutely, really, really incredible. But the trailer starts off with him seemingly dancing with his mom, picking her up. She seems to be like an alcoholic or a druggie or something of that factor. Very out of it, and he's picking her up, saying, and then she's telling him, "You got to be the best. You got to run Gotham." And he's just telling her, like, "I'm trying to build it. I'm trying to do this." So it seems like it feels almost very Kingpin-y. Yeah, if you know what I'm saying, like somebody has the motive of wanting to. He loves so much that he's willing to do whatever it takes. This feels very Kingpin.
Yeah, we really need that backstory.
Yeah.
And delusional mother who's like pushing him like that.
Ooh. That's going to be a big factor. And it's going to come out like she probably abused him as a child or did this, did that to make him the way he is. So it's really cool.
I'm telling you, I really think they're going to resonate Penguin's character with the audience. We're going to be rooting for him. I promise you.
We'll absolutely be rooting for him, but he's going to do some atrocious things.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. He's not really that bad as he murders his 10th person.
As he murders several people in a row. Yeah. Anyway, you can see him he's running through the town. He's got his cane. He's running through the town of Gotham. He's looking like he's in the clubs. He's through the alleys. He's just he's almost trying to be present himself. He's he was the first-hand man to Carmine Falcone. Yeah. Now he's got to be his own. So now he's kind of wanting to build up his reputation, maybe kind of build up himself as
he needs that street cred
leader. Exactly. So maybe he's going out and trying to get some of that credibility. And then we get this story with this kid. Counterpart that's kind of be coming in as a side story, as maybe he wants to work with Penguin. So, what's your thoughts on this story?
I'm not sure. To be honest, in the trailer, it felt a little out of place. I mean, if the show truly is about Penguin's, rise to infamy, I don't really see how they're gonna throw in a subplot of him being a mentor.
Yeah, I don't see the purpose of that.
Maybe if he's already in that spot, if he's already in there teaching somebody else, right? But that doesn't feel very.
But
Penguin.
my fear is it's gonna be like a Mr. Incredible kind of situation where this kid looks up to him, he wants to be involved, but he pushes him away, and then this kid ends up wanting to kill him. This, that, or the other, be the bad guy.
When everyone's super.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
I don't think it's necessary. But like I said, I feel like his scenes felt a little off. I think they said his name was Vic.
Yeah.
But it just seems weird. Maybe they're throwing him in there to like show off Penguin's compassion and empathy.
humanity.
Like maybe this kid probably came from the same place that Penguin did.
True.
And Penguin's trying to bring him out of the muck. But then again, like I don't
know. Right.
I don't know what they're trying to do.
Right. Then we see a glimpse of Penguin torturing a dude, which is awesome. I mean, I'm excited for all those scenes. Like he's showing that he's the boss now.
Yeah.
And then he's talking to this kid. He's talking to him like, oh, you got to work for everything you've got. You got to do this. You got to do that. But I don't know. One thing about this trailer that I really liked, he's picking up bodies, she's shooting people and all this stuff, doing these things, try to build up his credibility. But one thing is it's still mysterious. You don't really know what the center of the show is about, except for he's building his empire up. What's ins and outs, who's going to make an appearance, how is this going to feed into the next movie, what's going to be the ins and outs that works for this show's favor. We'll see in the future. And then we get, let's see, just a lot of him like showing himself as the Penguin. He's trying to assert himself as dominance. He's building up his club, the Iceberg Lounge. He's trying to build it back up to run it. He's going inside the Iceberg Lounge. It's really cool to see, because one thing that I've always really appreciated about the Batman universe, and Gotham reiterated this, is the different subsets of villains and different subsets of followers that go with each villain.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have the Joker people. You have all these crazy clowns that follow him. You have
They're
Penguin.
a bunch of losers.
Yeah. You have Penguin, who has all these gangsters following him and wanting to be with him. You have Riddler, who's a little bit kind of a kookiness, craziness, who want to make a change and want to make the world different, better place.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I've really appreciated. And this show seems like he's trying to build that credibility, to build up his gangster.
Build up those people.
Bring in people, have people work for him, and have people be loyal to him in the long run, because he wants to be the next Carmine Falcone. Yeah. And in order to do that, he has to make deals, he has to cut things, he has to do stuff that he may not so agree with. All right, then you have Carmine Falcone's daughter, Sophia, coming in, who is from Arkham and apparently saying she's rehabilitated, which she obviously...
She's going to be the wild card. Like you said, the whole thing is about him becoming the next Falcone, right? Yep. But
she's going to stand in his way.
The daughter, right? She's going to... obviously, I think we can predict where this is going. Try to be on the side, but in reality, she wants that power for herself. So,
and I can confidently say she's not going to make it out of this series.
Yeah, she's not the Penguin.
She's not going to make it out of the series, unfortunately. But I think she'll make for an interesting case. She's a little bit crazy. She's a little unpredictable. So, what will she do? Will she work with Penguin and actually help him to his power? Maybe she'll get with Penguin, seduce him.
I think so. Like you gotta think. Best bet, they team up together. And eventually when she gets what they want, when he's that guy, then she tries to take over. If she takes him out too early, she's got nothing. Right. But I'm really excited to see the stuff in Arkham, to be honest with
That's
her.
what I was getting ready talking about, because it shows a couple of scenes with her in Arkham.
Yeah.
So it brings in, and they're wearing the same stuff that Paul Dano and Barry Keoghan were as Joker and Riddler. So
who are we going to see?
Will they make a cameo?
That would be killer.
That would be killer. I don't necessarily see Barry Keoghan.
Yeah.
But I do see possibly a cameo from Paul Dano as Riddler, and maybe Penguin going to talk with him, being like, how did you do it? How did you bring up such many followers or something? Or, I don't know, something in that capacity. We'll see. And Robert Pattinson, I believe, is confirmed to make an appearance as well at some point.
Let's go.
In the series.
Let's go.
That's really a cool concept as well. And it's from the direction of the Batman. I love how Matt Reeves is just taking it all for him.
I know, dude.
It's just great.
Take all the credit, man. Like, Matt Reeves, go crazy.
Right. And then we see this lady he's with saying you're getting a lot of trouble, getting a lot of danger, getting involved with his family. So there's going to be a lot of like the Falcone family dynamic against Penguin, and Penguin wanting to take over them, then want to take over. I have a feeling that the Falcone family is just not going to be alive at the end of this show, but we'll see what happens with that. And Sophia's still got a lot of that craziness going. And then the Vic kid says she's the hangman arrested. So I'm curious to see a lot of that backstory. Like, how did she get this title? What
like she's like a assassin or a crazy killer or something like that.
She's insane in a lot of those regards. So I wonder, do you think she's going to be the main villain of this show, or do you think she's going to be just kind of an underlining villain that's working for somebody a little bit bigger?
I mean, I feel like, would they really keep the main villain under wraps until the show? I mean, you gotta think, first of all, like, your main character is a villain. Obviously, he's not the main villain. But
you
the
still
show's
gotta have that
about
antagonist.
his rise to power, right? Someone has to meet him in his rise for power. I feel like there has to be, if it's not Sophia, maybe just the Falcone family in general. You know?
Right. I could see that.
Like, it's not going to be any of the gangsters. It's not going to be any of these street level guys. It's going to be an established, mobster, someone who's not too happy
who
on the fact that
doesn't
he
want
wants
Penguin
power.
to have this power. They're like, no, this is not yours. This is our father's. This is what we're taking
we worked
back.
hard for this.
Yeah.
And they have a valid point, too.
So you're going to have that underlining potential of, okay, so yeah, the Falcons is a threat, but then him also trying to run his drug empire and distribute these drugs and also build his street credibility as the next big thing, as the next big mobster in Gotham. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of those elements that kind of would blend nicely. Yeah. And this trailer, the cinematography is beautiful.
I know.
And the darkness, style.
It looks so good, man.
It does. And
do you think
being eager to help? Yeah.
Do you think that there's room for like any other of the iconic Batman villains to like rise to power too while he's doing it?
I think so. I think
especially because Falcone's
I think there's a lot of potential for some Easter eggs, or at least some potential. I think even just like a hint. Like, saying like a mention like Harvey Dent. He's a little bit of a crazy, egocentric lawyer, or
he would work well in this.
Yeah, he would. I think Harvey Dent would work well in this series, and I think others like they could potentially maybe mention stuff like Professor Pig, or maybe be like there's a Dr. Crane who's has a little bit of craziness to him, or something that kind of hints towards something, or maybe even establish these characters in the show before they become the villain. Yeah. Like have Dr. Crane in it before he's Scarecrow, and just kind of see those before they do become these iconic villains.
Yeah. I low-key maybe like to see a subplot. I don't know if they'll do this, but with Gordon, maybe Bullock, whoever, but just the law side of this whole thing with these gang wars. Yeah. I think that'd be interesting. I think
that'd be an intriguing subplot, but I don't think we'll get it in the show.
No, I don't think so.
I don't see Gordon even making an appearance. I mean, he might.
Wow.
But I feel like with this particular show, it's going to focus on the mobsters. It's going to focus on the gangsters aside from the police. Now, originally they did have plans of making a GCPD show in the Batman universe, focusing on Gordon and the GCPD, but I don't think that ever went through, or they're not doing that. Yeah. So we'll see. And then it cuts back to him dancing with his mom again, and his mom's telling him, you need to do this, you need to rise to power. And he's like, trust me,
man.
Yeah, she's bad. And he's like, trust me, it's just the beginning. And then the credits roll for the Penguin trailer finishes. But I really do have high hopes for this. I think this will be a great show. I mean, could it disappoint? Could, but I don't think it will. I think it's going to have a lot going for it. I trust Matt Reeves full-heartedly. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, to be honest, I can't think of the last time we saw like a big show like this kind of directed by a proven director. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got the Batman, and now you got a show with Colin Farrell as you lead.
And I mean, it's such a benefit also to know that the same exact people, down to the cinematographer, to the director, to the writer for the Batman, is doing this show.
That's insane.
That's also a huge benefit.
And if we're just doing like one project a year, one project every 2 years, that's fine. If you're keeping that same level of consistency, I think this has a potential to be better than every Marvel show off the bat. Honestly,
I wouldn't
and like DC, like live action too.
Right.
I'm saying I think this will be like top notch.
You think it could be like Daredevil capacity?
I think so. I think it'll be shooting for that Daredevil level of quality.
Quality. I mean, obviously, it's hard to compare it to X-Men 97, which is also a great cut.
Because
that's animation. But yeah, okay.
Like what's stopping this show? There's nothing.
There's nothing stopping it.
There's nothing in the way.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm so excited to see.
It's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so good.
Drop it all at once, but no.
Yeah, I would love.
They're not gonna.
I know they're gonna be weekly, but I would love to drop it. How many episodes is actually? I don't even know how many episodes.
It better not be 6. It probably will be 6.
I'm gonna guess 8. I'm gonna say I would love
8. All their other stuff drops weekly, like their House of the Dragon. I think it's Sunday nights.
Let's see how many episodes will.
I just have PTSD from 6 episodes because every bad project I feel like has 6.
It's gonna have 8.
Yes,
it's gonna have 8 episodes.
Let's go.
So that's encouraging. So
right.
I'm okay with the 8 episode format.
I'll take it, man.
But alrighty.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for listening to this episode. And as always, if you liked it, please let us know by giving us a download and a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcasts. We have a new feature on our episodes where you can send us a text message by following the link at the bottom of our episodes. You can submit your questions for Heroes Q&A there, or shoot us a DM on Instagram. Also, if you want exclusive access to episodes, including additional movie reviews outside of our general purview and early access to all of our episodes, you can subscribe to our membership, Heroes HQ. Finally, please feel free to also check out our YouTube channel and Instagram at Heroes in the Moment.
And we love you 3000.